Got a conspiracy theory on Zoomies now. That's actually
Ooh.
not even a real thing. All right, 3, 2, 1. We live, boys. No
Yeah.
motherfucking live, boys. Consensus. No motherfucking podcast. Let's get it. How you boys feeling?
I'm here. I'm good.
I'm breathing.
Listen, we all got the same baseline here. We here, we breathing, we good.
Wait, is you breathing or are you breathing?
I ain't breathing yet, but we'll probably start soon here. You
Oh.
dig?
Not quite sure how to read that.
You know, we just been practicing for the last 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Had to get back, and we get it back in. Tell her to get rid of that birth control. Cleveland once said Cleveland got the best line in history of any cartoon. He says, "Sex is meaningless without procreation, and you are not a man." And I said, "You goddamn right." Because Peter.
He also said, "Boom goes the dynamite" when he came. So take that with a grain of salt.
Listen,
I mean, the dynamite went though.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like that motherfucker was dynamite. But the issue is like Peter was trying to get his motherfucking nut snipped. He told his ass, "You are not a man." Oh man, that's hilarious though. I actually do have friends who are like that though. Hell no, I ain't gonna ever do that to myself. I'm just like, you sound like it's all right if you don't ever want to do it, but your reasoning don't sound like the right reasoning. Like, do you really believe you're not a man? And if you get the snip, bro, like that shit easy.
That doesn't surprise me that people are like that.
Yeah. You know, it
I
doesn't
mean,
surprise me either, but it surprised me from the people that I learned, you know, when they was like it, I was like, oh, I didn't know you was like that. What else don't I know about you? You know, now you got to look at a motherfucking ass like, I don't know some stuff, huh? We got to sit down and talk so I can learn you. I don't know you like I thought I did. It's not a bad thing. It's just I wanted to get to know you. Or what else do you believe in and not believe? You believe you less of a man if you get the snip down there, Jake?
No, I mean, I don't feel any sort of way about it. I don't. I mean, I don't know. It's funny because like it's something that happens typically with someone who's later in life, and like your testosterone's already dropping off. So like, how much of a concern is that really though?
Right.
You know, and then she's going into menopause anyways. So how much of a concern is that
And
really
that
though?
restaurant is gonna shut down eventually, bro. So you might as well get as much spaghetti as you can.
Spaghetti.
I have no clue why I just compared punana to spaghetti, but it's good.
Just get it all. Which is actually funny because you're thinking of like bloody noodles.
Yeah.
That's what you just pictured in your head, Mike.
And
Like,
there is a phenomenon created from back in the day where women put their menstrual period blood into a married man's spaghetti in order to make him fall in love with her. And leave her wife.
That's some Sicilian stuff.
Yeah. I think it's some old voodoo shit. Angela is the one who told me about it first of all, and I was like, "Whoa, there."
Oh yeah.
This is not what I was expecting. Tea time. I
Yeah,
just
I
want
don't
to
even know who she
enjoy
is.
my Earl Grey. You know. And you know, tea is hot, so you'd be like, "What? Hold on." You know, I wasn't expecting that one. Off the top ropes. Hey, you remember how hype wrestling used to make a motherfucker jumping off the top rope, bro? Like, you'd be like, God damn. And what's funny is, I've been to a wrestling ring, and from home, it kind of looked like, all right, this motherfucker jumped from the top, bro. You get there, bro. That top rope, bro. That bitch kind of high, dog.
Well,
They're what,
Mike,
4.5, 5 feet tall?
well, think about it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been so angry at someone that you climbed 4 feet up a 6-foot ladder and jumped off of it to attack them? I ain't never been that mad. I've been mad, but I ain't never been that mad.
So, are we saying that wrestling is unrealistic? Are you going?
Well, I mean,
Are
it's
you-
either unrealistic or like they're just on another level. I'm
On
not
the
saying
whole-
that a human being can't be that mad.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
just never been there.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people can get that mad.
I got no doubts. I mean, Conor McGregor, will punch an old guy for being like, "Nah, I'm not thirsty." So there's people with issues out there.
Bro, I see shit like that and really wonder, like, is this real? Like, did you do this? Did y'all stage this just to get you back in the thing? Or are you really this fucking retarded and disrespectful, bro? Like, can't be, dog. I could never. I don't know what a person over the age of like 65, 70 could do to me to make me punch him, bro. Like,
Well, I mean, if you get a
the
fragile ego,
even the N word, like the worst thing that you could probably say to me. I don't know if I go as far as put my hands on him. It's just like, all right, it would have to. He would have had to caught me on the worst day ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just crashed my car. I found out I got cancer or something, and then all of a sudden this motherfucker hit me with that motherfucking N bomb. Like, then if I sock your ass, I can't tell you what I'm gonna do at that point, bro. I'm sorry. But if it's just a regular day like this, like it's 6:30, I'm about to podcast, and the motherfucker just ran in my basement, like in it, ninja. I don't know, bro. I don't. I know a lot of people don't share that sentiment in the black community. They say they'll suck him up as soon as they say it, but I'm more realistic. I gotta put myself in the situation because I'm gonna just assume like this motherfucker senile. You ain't just doing this for no reason. And you'll be dead soon anyway. I might kill you if I hit you, so I don't want them problems neither. Like, so maybe I'm just more screwed.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think if you go ahead and getting that upset with what and someone who's knocking on death's door, then I don't know, maybe you should chill. But I mean, like I'm also not in that situation. I can't think of. I don't know, like I can't really think of anything off the top of the head that'll like ever really get me to slap you one. But
yeah, outside of like
I mean
physical
maybe if you
danger, like of wife and kids.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about my wife, like sure, like something could happen there. But like if you're 70 years old and you say something about my wife, I feel like you're the joke. Like that, like you're just making a fool out of yourself.
Mm-hmm. Like,
what are the other nuggets of wisdom you got there? Everyone gather around. Everyone gather around. What else you got? Huh? Let's hear it.
Keep them coming, buddy. Bet you were a motherfucking riot at the round table, you old piece of shit.
How's Arthur doing, by the way?
How's fucking Arthur doing? Do you call him Arthur? I bet you weren't even good friends enough to call him Arthur, you piece of king. What's Arthur's last name? Have we ever seen this?
I think it was just Arthur.
Damn.
I think he was like before Madonna. There was Arthur,
Yeah,
like King Arthur.
Yeah. It was Arthur. What's my man name with the Moby? Madonna. Something like Cher.
Yeah, I can't forget Sharon.
Can't forget Cher. Hey,
Still
so
get real mad at you, I think.
one of the main things that I want to touch on with y'all this week, especially since we are basically like 35% of music podcast. This Astro World shit, man. Y'all seen this?
Well, you gonna like intro it or?
Oh
like,
yeah, this is the No Consensus podcast. Start off with a cheers, my boys.
I'm trying to go
Hey,
ahead and nerf those, man.
You ain't lying, boy. I'm Mike Jack, aka this nigga spitting y'all see the hoodie, aka Friends, aka the Raps to Relax to God, aka Dat Ninja, aka Samsung Shawty, aka Guardian of the Galaxy, aka Star Lord. And then to the left is Groot. Hey, nah, you not Groot. You motherfucking, you the blue. This is my man.
Yondu.
Yeah, you Yondu, aka Meryl. That's his name in Walking Dead, aka A Walking Dead, aka Stoneface, aka Dingleberry Massager. And then below me is Groot, aka the lovable teddy bear, aka Haribo, aka the God. Ooh, that was I like Haribo, and this is the No Consensus podcast. Cheers. That's the black cherry, Wazzy?
Black raspberry.
That's what I meant. Black raspberry. Fuck rap. That one's good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Astro World though is wow.
That shit wild, bro. Like when I first have you seen this, Wazzy?
No, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, you can pull it up on a screen too, bro. So Travis Scott throws an Astro World Festival. I think he does it every year. And this is the first thing that I see on my phone. 8 dead, 300 injured at Astro World Festival. And I'm like,
that, yeah, I heard about that.
I'm like, what? I'm like, did the stage fall down on somebody? Like, I thought like a prop or the stage or something fell on everybody and it caused like a mass hurting. But no, what actually happened is motherfuckers performing, is banging, and I guess he brings out Drake. And during this time, Earth, Wind, and Fire was there. God damn, this festival going crazy. Uh, that's
Tame
a
Impala,
random. That's a random,
Master P.
bro.
They were there, just not performing. They were in one of the skyboxes.
Jesus Christ, so Fago. I never heard of him. He got to be from the city though, right? Sorry, that Earth, Wind, and Fire caught me off guard. There ain't no way y'all got a little baby there fucking. Do you remember the 21st night of September? But yeah, they rushed the stage, Wazzy. It just caused like a mass rush of people coming to the stage, and 8 people basically got trampled to fucking death, bro. And then there's other people that like passed out from exhaustion, and I guess when you get, I don't know if you know, but when you get into those big ass, I don't know what they call crowds, and the crowd just get to moving. It's almost like you ain't got no control, bro. You got to move with where the crowd go. It's like being in the ocean, damn near. And you just moving with the. It always remind me of fucking SpongeBob when the first episode when them goddamn what did they sardines come to buy a bunch of Krabby Patties and shit. But yeah, I guess 8 people got killed. So the issue here is that people are blaming Travis Scott because he didn't stop the concert while, like they're saying, he saw what was going on and didn't stop the concert, just kept like performing, and and which led to people dying. But I cannot confirm or deny this because I've seen videos of that from the video angle. It looked like he looking down in the crowd and he see people getting picked up from being passed out. But I've also seen videos of him literally saying, "Hey, can we get some help over there?" Blah blah blah. And me being a performer, I know like just because I'm looking somewhere, bro, I don't that don't mean I see what's going on, dog. I promise you. I've been
Like
in
I'm
stage.
looking, but I'm not
Yeah,
looking.
exactly. And that could be either from me just focusing on my rhymes in the song or just the lighting. When you're on actual professional stages, the way the lighting hits down on you, it's a lot of times it's really hard to see anything out in the crowd. So you're just you're keeping eye contact because that's what you're taught to do if you want to be a good performer. That's a part of the experience, making them feel like they're a part of the show is you looking at the crowd. But a lot of times you don't see shit, bro. So I'm like, as a performer, I'm not sure what's going on here, but I don't know who did it. Maybe the families. They started a lawsuit against him and Drake. I guess they got his ass thrown in there. So this leads to a couple questions that I have for y'all. Have y'all ever been in a situation where people have gotten hurt at concerts.
Mosh pits.
You said what?
And in mosh pits. I mean,
So,
that happens a lot.
well, that's what's funny, bro. I seen shit online talking about this don't happen at metal concerts. I
Oh,
was like,
so
what? I thought this
people
shit
don't
started.
die. Well, no. So people take care of each other in mosh pits. If someone's down, like I remember when I was at the what was it? It was either Crew Fest. No, it was Chaos, Taste of Chaos. And there was a girl who fell over, and there were like three dudes just standing right in front of her while she was getting back up. Like that's kind of what happens there in metal.
Show.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, there's like an understanding that if you're gonna be that guy, um, like no one's gonna be like helping you out. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna go ahead, if someone's down and you're gonna like trample over them and stuff, like you're liable to just catch some hands from out of nowhere. um, but the major difference, yeah, like I had thought about mosh pits and stuff like that, but I haven't heard. Well, and I mean, I've heard of things happening at concerts, but like metal concerts and stuff. But it's been a long time, so I don't know if there's just been enough of a culture that's sort of like come up that's like learned the mistakes of like and like how to navigate those sort of situations. But the very nature is like completely different, like not the same at all. You know, if I'm going to see Lamb of God at um I don't know what's the Fillmore. If I'm seeing them at the Fillmore, yeah, there's gonna be a big mosh pit. Yeah, people are gonna be going crazy, but there's space between my body and your body, and that's part of the whole moshing. Like you can't mosh if you're packed in like sardines. Like that's not possible. Um, and what we had to happen here was people were so packed together and compressed that it's not what's going on right here that's the problem. It's like 100 feet that way. So these people are being like suffocated, and they might be trying to scream and stuff like that, but where the force is actually coming from, they can't hear it. You know what I mean? So you're disconnected from that sort of action.
Well, then you can't see it unless you're literally
Right.
like within a foot because there's people above it. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
look up something I read earlier. I thought I read that like a performer said like, "Oh, this is just kind of part of like performances." But before I say anything more, I want to double check that.
Yeah, I mean, I like I've heard all sorts of wild stuff about it. Like, that I did see a video of a couple of like staff come out on the stage and sort of like, "Hey, hey, Travis," and like they said something to him, and like he sort of dismissed them. And was like, "No, let's go harder." Um, but then again, if you don't, if you know, like you said, if due to the lighting and stuff, you can't really see what's going on down there, then you know, why not go harder? Um, what was it here? But like I remember reading this one lady, she was talking about how like she was just jam packed in there, and she was starting to pass out, and she was trying to get her hands up to like create some space between her and the person in front of her. She literally couldn't even get her arms up at all, and then ended up passing out. So you know now you have a situation of like I'm passed out and I'm unconscious, but I'm still standing upright
So
because I
she
can't
couldn't
fall
even fall
down.
down.
Right.
That's
And stuff.
crazy.
But now if things lighten up and a little bit of space is created, now she will fall. And then if things immediately compress back together, where the hell are you going? You know, that's like such a terrifying sort of thing to even think about.
I don't know. I don't get how people around that let it happen like that. I mean,
I hear
I
it
don't
was
What you
know.
mean around
understaffed
that?
and stuff.
Well,
You
yeah,
mean
but I mean, like people in the crowd, like being a good person.
no, but that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to say because what y'all are talking about are shows at venues, right? Where there's a fucking capacity, a limit of people that can be in there, a certain amount of tickets being sold. What this is a festival, and they just let people come to this. And I've been to like when we went to Paris, bro. I've been to. We was out in front of the Eiffel Tower for New Year. It wasn't the Eiffel Tower. I forgot. I gotta ask Shalonda where we was at for the.
Sean
Huh?
Lise is the other big one.
Yeah, that's where we was at. and bro, it was packed shoulder to shoulder, chest to chest, butt cheek to dick, right? And that's what happens when you don't have, like, they're selling tickets to these things, but they don't give a fuck about capacity. And that's where I think that they need the staff got to take some responsibility to this too. Or not staff, but whoever's the people that's supposed to be running this
Like
shit.
organizers.
Organizers, yeah. Like, you can't have that many people to where Jake just told you, bro. Somebody passed out, and it was literally so many people in one spot she couldn't fall down. That's not being a bad person. That's being a sardine, bro. And you just get pushed that way, and you get pushed that way in this way, and that's just ridiculous to even think about happening.
I mean, I guess my point was more the people around. So in Jake's example, people around trying to grab other people and be like, "Hey, she passed out." I don't know. I just general human decency.
Right, but I mean, we're talking about a crowd. I've heard that it was somewhere between 50,000 and 100,000 people. So like if you're in a crowd of 50,000 people, like there's only so many people that you could try. Like there's only so much you can do. You know what I
And
mean?
probably the only person that can notice is the two people on your left and right, and who knows what they probably trying to not pass out too. Like, they worried about them falling and not passing out. Don't even notice your ass passed out.
Yeah, so I mean, I think at a certain point, like, I mean, you could go ahead and yell, and like, people a certain distance away from you are going to take like, notice and stuff. But at that point, they're so far away that it's like the game of telephone. It's like, I don't know. I mean, someone's yelling over there, but like,
Are they screaming because this they
right.
song, or do they need help? Or but it's just, this is ridiculous. This is crazy, bro. Because like you said, I haven't. You said you used to hear about stuff and haven't heard about nothing in a long time.
I
I've
don't know if
never,
I'm unplugged though.
huh?
I don't know if I'm just old and unplugged,
Right.
and that there are things going on at metal shows. I don't know, but
I feel, but no, but I haven't heard about nothing ever. I know people dying at no fucking festival, bro. Over like getting stomped on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
unintentionally.
yeah, like I never heard of that. Especially not at no rap shows, and not even at no metal shows. Cause shit like this is on the news, bro. That ain't just in the community. When people die at shows and festivals, that goes on world news, dog. That's funny. But the thing is, now y'all suing these people, and now I'm trying to see what's about to happen at this point, because you're suing Travis, right? And then maybe, I don't know how that's about to trickle down to everybody else and the organizers. That's just the legal way that you got to do it, because it's his name on it. And now we got to bring everybody else in. I'm about to be watching this one very closely for future uh insight on shit like this. Another thing that people pissed off about Travis for is that he had some issues in the past with shit happening at his shows. So they're like, bro, you already had a show where somebody got hurt or something like that. So when you got another one, you need to be even more cautious and aware of what's going on out here than what you were. So, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, motherfucker. Damn.
I also saw, like, I don't know how much of the wild stuff about it all that you've been seeing, but like there's some claim that like some security guard had claimed that when he basically showed up for work, that they injected him in his neck with something. They didn't tell him what it was, and like there's all sorts of crazy stories going around this whole situation. I take that
That's
one with a
crazy.
grain of salt, but
Yeah. You saw that on a meme, bro?
no, that was on some I think it was on some Instagram story.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotta
But I mean,
do
yeah.
some research on that one. But hey, what's up? Nah, we got the Discord private right now, buddy. One day we'll do a segment where we invite people in to chat with us and get y'all opinions on stupid shit. We ain't ready for that. You can write what you think about in the chat though, for sure.
Dang it, that reminded me of something else, and I can't think of what it is now.
Was it along the lines of this Astro World
Yeah,
shit, or was it something else?
yeah, it was, but I don't know. It don't matter. Don't matter now.
It
Oh,
does.
oh, actually, I do remember now. Did, Mike, I'm sure you watched it. I don't know if Wazzy watched the Utah Rap Festival, Channel 5 News.
This motherfucker said, "I'm sure you watched it."
Well, because JJ posted it. Either JJ or you. I thought, yeah, I think it was JJ
Yeah,
who
no,
posted
I
it. And
posted it.
oh,
Is
you did? Oh, okay.
that the one? Ryan. Let me take a look. Uh, the dankest of beats. No, I posted the frog leap shit. JJ did post shit.
Yeah, but when I was watching that, I was surprised. I don't know, because I've been to a Froggy Fresh concert and I've been to an Absol concert, and but like I was personally kind of surprised to see what you call it, so much moshing going on there,
Yeah,
and I mean,
bro.
but like those are the same. I mean, there's also kids who were dressed as if they were at a black metal show, you
Yep.
know. So like it's that same disaffected youth. It's just this is their mosh music of their generation and stuff,
Nah,
and that
bro.
was kind of interesting.
I've been kind of getting into that vibe a little. Like when they first start doing it, like I don't know what they even call it. It's like a emo rap type of thing they got going from like Lil Uzi Verts and XXX and Takashi World. And that's fucked up. The two of them is dead now. The young boys kind of started this wave of that type of music, bro. It's and motherfuckers is moshing out here, and I ain't mad at it, dog. I ain't mad at it at all. But it's just it took a little time to get used to because a lot of them use like auto tune and shit. So it's like, what the fuck are you saying? Once I never want to be the guy where I'm like, this shit sucks just because I don't understand it. I give everything a chance. I usually end up liking at least something, but at the end of the day, if I don't like it, I'll just say this ain't for me. Saying that's all.
Hmm.
I don't tell people something sucks. I say it ain't. But that some of that shit that we talking about there, I can get into that. That energy is what it keep you youthful. So you didn't watch
Oh.
it, Wazzy?
No.
Fuck no.
Well, it was also interesting. There was that like 15-year-old kid who was rapping at the end, and
Damn, you to
it,
the end.
you didn't watch the whole thing. But it was interesting because like he was rapping about some wild stuff, and then afterwards, he's like, yeah, I got a SoundCloud, blah blah blah, and says that no, a lot of the stuff that I'm rapping about, like that's not my life or anything like that. Yeah, I'm making it all up and all that jazz. He's like, but he's like, and there are a few songs where I do pour out my heart and stuff, but this is what this is what people want. This is what sells, and oh, it's just an interesting thing. The whole like I guess art versus product. You know.
Yeah, man, that should be breaking my heart to hear somebody say this what the people want. Like, what about what you want? How long you gonna make something what the people want? You
Well, not to mention, like you're a 15-year-old kid
know?
who's talking about popping Xannies and killing people, not because this is actually what's on your heart and mind, but because like this will get you more listens on SoundCloud. That's kind of a goofy thing to me. Like that's the backwards, right?
Yeah, and I think that is false too. You think that they listening to it because you talking about the Xannies and the killing people, but in reality, what they listening to it is the sound. Like a lot of people ride like y'all, where the sonically they got a vibe with the song that's going. you can talk about something other than the Xanax or the killing. You can get deeper into it than that. Talk about why you taking the Xanax, why you feel like you got to defend yourself in situations. And if you keep that same, to change those lyrics to something just a little deeper, but keep that same auto tune that you use in that same exact beat, instead of saying I'm popping Xannies, you saying I just feel super sad. I don't know. That sound corny, but there's ways to say like depression is always a good word to use. Maybe you don't really feel it, but everybody feel you. You won't be lying to yourself as much because everybody feels sad at some point. Everybody feel
Right.
like I got to do this, I got to do that. It'll be a little closer to what's actually going to the heart. You ain't gotta. It's not the fucking words and the shit that you saying. It's how you saying it. And a lot of these kids, you gotta realize that if you just switch it a little bit, you'll be successful still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
Or
don't
the
know. It's
bait
a
and switch,
frustrating thing too.
the classic bait and switch. You get into the game like Tyler the Creator, diss everybody, on a song, and then next thing you know, you making Flower Boy like, you know what I'm saying? So who knows?
Yeah, it's a weird world, man. It's a weird Astro world.
It is a weird Astro. I don't know what that was. Sorry. What you
How
got
was
on
your
your
Sunday,
mind this
though,
week,
Mike?
Wazzy?
I watched Dune. That was good.
Stash.
This doesn't give anything away. Just kind of talking about Dune as a thing, but like when I was watching it, it felt cheesy, and I realized that it felt cheesy because that it was like the origin of like space chosen one stories. Uh, so when you
What up,
watch
Kuma?
it knowing that it was the very first like space opera of its kind.
Well, I mean, like they've been trying to make that movie since like 1970, weren't they?
They made it once in like 76. There was a mini series, like a 6-part mini series in like 81 or 83 or
I love when
something.
people make a movie and then like be like, nah, forget that other one. This the one right here. Like, forget that other Deadpool. This the Deadpool. We like act like that shit don't even exist. Like how we about to act like that Green Lantern movie never existed when they finally make a real one. Like I love that shit.
Wait,
Like, nah, bro. We got
what movie, Mike?
right. I love that shit so much. Like, yeah, it was physical people there. That shit was in the theaters, bro. You can't delete it. Live in that failure, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, just
Not
like
the
you
first
went to the
one.
moon.
Cal said Doom was fire. I gotta watch it. I know it's fire, bro. I know it is because I keep hearing good and especially when people be like, as soon as somebody said I watched that movie and I was confused at the end, I'm like, I gotta see it because you just stupid, first of all. But I like being confused.
So what's funny is they ended it, or they named it part one, and I think the first movie is like only part of one of the books or something like that. So there's at least like 2 or 3 parts. They didn't even have part 2 approved yet
Damn,
at the end when the movie came out.
that's
So
crazy.
there could have never been a part 2.
These
And it would just
motherfuckers.
end being like to be continued.
That's a hell of a marketing move for your ass, boy. Hey, quick
That's what we
second
call
though.
faith.
Kuma, I'm glad you in here, my buddy. I appreciate you stopping in. Cheers to my dog Kuma. He gonna be. We gonna get the details final, but he may end up being my official like con DJ whenever I do these anime cons. So we'll talk. We'll get the shit together and we'll figure it out. But that's my young.
Nice.
Young dog, is that like code for little boy?
Yeah, like little bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Basically.
wow, that's like disrespectful. I
Yeah.
thought, but I did not mean that, Kuma. That's all, Mike.
Well, you didn't say it, so of course you didn't mean it, but it don't matter. But yeah, that's a risky business, Wazzy. To call your shit part one and not know if you're gonna be able to have a part two is balls. Was it long? I
Big
can't
wee
remember.
power.
Yeah, big wee.
Yeah, it was like 2.5 with credits, I think. It was a decently long movie, and they told a lot of story in it. The Dune story, in my opinion, is kind of meh, but like understanding where it came from was a lot of what made it cool and good. And like realizing that the book was written in, I can't even remember when, but like a while ago.
Is this a game too? I'm pretty sure I heard it was a game.
I don't think there's a Dune game.
I heard it, and then a game, a movie.
In 1992, they did create a video game for it.
Nice, yeah.
Oh, and in 92 and a 2001 version.
I knew I wasn't crazy.
But that's not related to like the movie.
It's not.
It's related to the Dune IP.
Confused. Is the movie not a part of the IP?
I mean, the movie was designed to be like 100% canon. Those games are probably not. I mean,
good old filler games.
I guess the better way to say what I was intending is the games aren't related to this movie in that they aren't like Spider-Man coming out and then creating a Spider-Man game type of thing. Like they aren't related in that aspect.
Okay. Cal said there's 2 board games for it. So this just got a hella like a metaverse appeal to it on that Facebook Meta. Got a whole universe for it. Shout outs to board games. I love it. Triggered my boy Jake. That's one. I'm trying to trigger this boy all up his
Oh, okay.
He said
Okay,
2 board games for it. God damn. Yeah. So you think it's more like how you know how Cyberpunk is? How it's got like books and games and board games, and the last game that came out is just in the same universe, but it's not really related to. And I mean,
Wait.
is it?
Are you talking about Cyberpunk 2077?
Yeah.
So Cyberpunk is a genre.
That's what
Dune is not a genre.
Okay. Well, I'm talking about Cyberpunk 2077 has like its whole universe, but the Cyberpunk 27, whatever it is, 2077 game is just a part of that universe, but it's not like
Cyberpunk 2077 is the game.
That's what I'm saying.
But there is nothing else associated to it.
Yes, there is. There's like 6 board games for Cyberpunk 2077 that came out along. Comic books. It's a whole universe.
I thought there was something, but I didn't realize that there was like board games and
they got board games, and there's one specific board game that 2077 was based around, but it's not fully.
There's a card game. So there's Cyberpunk games, but that's different than Cyberpunk 2077.
No, it's the same thing, bro. It's in the same universe. I did all this research before I grabbed this fucking game. It's all the same universe. But it's not, the game is not based on what happened in the like board games and stuff. It's just explaining the story behind some of the stuff that happens on the other games. I can't remember exactly where in the timeline it is, but it's in there.
I'm confused.
You know what?
We're gonna need the Facebook fact checkers on this one.
Oh yeah, the Facebook what percent did they say you was black again? I always loved that.
They never gave me a percentage. They just said, yeah. Okay. So I mean, like that's actually a really good question. They never gave me a percentage. They just said this boy's black. So like I don't know if it's like if there's one drop you're 100% or what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I got to see that shirt too, Wazzy, because that looks like it's fire. And yes,
tantalize them with it.
You get this much.
Yeah. Tantalize.
You can't get it now, Mike. I am sorry, but you cannot see the shirt ever.
Oh, that's great.
Make him work for it.
Okay, a little bit more.
Zelda.
No, it's not.
What's that, dude? That is.
That was gonna be my guess.
It's Link.
Bitch.
Oh, what? That's hoish.
That is hoish. I'm like, hold on. Am I not a fan? Oh, that's funny. What else was you on, Wazzy? Was that on HBO Max too, by the way?
Probably.
Bro, that's funny. I thought you had HBO Max. My boy say fuck streaming.
I do.
I'm still.
Well, my brother does, but
So you got
Or you got the
legal. You
password?
got legal access to it, but you still say run it. I like it.
I like a hard copy of things. I like having it on my file
Yeah.
server.
But you do like it hard.
That was uncalled for, Michael. That was just extremely uncalled for. You were
That was
really
the
savor of
longest
that.
dead air we've ever had on this podcast. We lost all 2 of our viewers.
Ah.
No, they still
That's what post editing is for.
right.
Mike, so how was your Sunday evening?
It was delicious, man. Went to Jake's friend's sex pad or something. And
You think it's the boonies? We were just off a paved road, bro. They ain't no boonies.
not pay. I was the dirt road.
Well, it's a dirt road off a paved road, but yeah.
Exactly. The T. Like it.
Yeah, man. If you aren't turning off a dirt road to a dirt road, then it ain't boonies, bro.
Yes, as Mike Jack the artist, I did
The Jay-Z of Detroit, as we found out.
The Jay-Z of Detroit. I got to do a hilarious interview with Jake and his brother. And I said this on their podcast. I told them about 7 times, Wazzy, but I just need this to be known. Their podcast fucking sucks. Like, it's terrible. But I bask in how bad it is, and they should be proud of how it's so
That's
bad.
our goal, though.
Yeah, exactly.
That's our goal.
But
like,
that's
I mean,
what
you
I
saw
hate about you fucking hipsters. Let me go on a rant real quick. This is what I hate about you fucking hipsters, bro. Y'all be like, it's bad, but they know it's bad, so that's what make it good. But if something's bad and somebody's trying to make it good, but it's bad, y'all hate it because, oh, they tried to make it good, but it's bad, so I hate them. If it's bad, it's fucking bad. Stop being fucking hipsters and giving people passes that they know it's bad. They're only making it bad because it's ironic. It don't matter. It's still fucking bad. Stop trying to be on this goofy ass train of saying I like it because they know it's bad. It's bad. He thought he was going to be good. It's bad. He thought it was going to be bad. It's bad. Either way, they come on the same motherfucking intersection of shit, and it's bad. And stop telling me you like it because the motherfucker said he liked it. Pieces of shit. Continue.
Yeah, I mean, like it's an experiment of just how bad So the goal is to get the best cameras, the best audio, the best mics, and put out the best product with the worst content. You know what I mean? And I mean, you saw we went ahead and we showed you the Slav brothers, and you saw the production quality there. You saw the intro to
I
the
love how
detective.
Jake just keeps talking. He just like, all right, let me finish what I was saying.
We went ahead and showed you the intro to the detective thing, and like there's a lot of effort put into all of that, but the content, like, we don't do any writing, and that's the goal. So I mean, like, if you hate it, then like you hate it, like that's
No,
I'm proud of that.
I love it. I love it. I love it. But stop telling me you like something because they're ironically doing it. That's some hipster bullshit. Do you like it or not? But also,
so there's a very distinct area for the good bad. Like, bad stuff is basically a bell curve. There's like super shitty. There's trying to be good, and then this middle area where they think they're doing good and it's just absolute garbage is the fun area.
That's where you have all your fun at.
thank you for that motherfucking voluptuous ass graph. That graph was sexy as hell. I appreciate it. But Jake is 100% correct. Y'all have top notch production. Stu was cool as hell. I don't know what y'all call him, producer, engineer, whatever.
Yeah, he's the backup. He's
But even listening to y'all
Stetson's buddy.
podcast though, y'all be doing something with the mics, I think, to where it sounds like Like it's like an echo on them or something. So like I think they even got good mics and purposely make the audio bad too. Like they taking this shit to another level of just get bad mics, bro. What the fuck?
I
It's so
remember
much better to have good mics, but then in post production to make them sound bad, man.
I remember watching one clip, and Jake, I believe, was on the right side of the camera and Justin was on the left side of the camera, but they switched the audio so that Jake's voice was coming out of the left side when Jake was on the right, and Justin's voice came out of the right when he was on the left, and I couldn't finish it because it was throwing me off way too much.
Yes, Stetson's always playing tricks on us. He went ahead and was tinkering with one of the mics one day, and it like every time Justin would say something with an S, it would trigger like a lisp effect, and it would. Yeah, and Justin thought he had a stroke. He legitimately was scared. So that's what
he
you
thought
got.
it was him.
Yeah.
He thought it was himself.
Yeah, because like he would say Christmas, but in his headphones he would hear Christmas. But it was funny because like then I went ahead and I popped my one of the cans off and I was listening. And he actually started talking with a lisp. It was really throwing him off. Yeah,
that's funny as hell. So this is what I'm gonna say. Great time. Great interview. I've had a few interviews in my time. Not many, but a good amount of them. Y'all's was definitely the best one. I walk in there, Wazzy. This motherfucker got like a West Coast cholo like button up on, bro, and he buttoned it all the way to the top. He's got note cards, bro. Fucking note cards with questions on them. His note card stack is like this big. Justin's is this big.
I mean, in more ways than one, but
ooh.
These are real life comparisons here. Let your mind roll.
Well, and we hit
Jake, but every question is fire. So I'm getting hit from every angle, jumping, because I've been listening to their podcast, so I know that randomly these motherfuckers will do some role playing in the middle of a podcast. I'm like, Mike, you gotta expect anything. I gotta expect I told them I thought a butt naked midget was gonna come running in at some point during the the podcast. Like I didn't know what to expect. But these motherfuckers is asking. I gotta switch from real questions to fake questions. So Justin's like, hey, we all know what we like, what we hate about Hitler. What do you like about him? And then after that, Jake's like, hey, how does your faith affect the way you make music? And I'm like, dog, what the fuck is going on in here? So I need you, soon as you fucking y'all get that done and pushed out, you gotta send it to me because the world gotta see that goofy shit. We're talking about the N-word in music. Student found lyrics that he took completely out of context, Wazzy, and this just sound terrible. Like I could get canceled for that shit. And I'm like, I've been waiting for this my whole life, bro. Like to be big enough to get canceled, because you gotta be on to get canceled. You know, you can't be off and cancel. You gotta be on then cancel. What's the opposite of cancel? Why can't I think
of applauded?
I'm
like
thinking
subscribed.
Yeah, I'm thinking more like literal. Like if you cancel a subscription to Netflix,
renew.
What's the subscribe renew. Probably is, huh?
I mean, I would say renew because you already have it. You can't opposite the cancel because it has to be done in the first place.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. What do I have to get in the first place in order to get canceled? And
subscribe first, and then you can either be renewed or canceled.
Okay, yep, we out here.
Yeah, I think it's probably easiest if we just go ahead and stick with on and off. Like you can't be off if you weren't on, or you can't get turned off if you weren't turned on.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's make it all wet.
We all know what that's like.
Because that bell curve turned me on, and then I'm not off yet. So
that was a really good time. I had real tears going on at one point. Mike went ahead and really opened up, and he told some he pulled some stuff out of the closet and he told some tales that he ain't never told anyone else. So
Oh,
if you want an interview, like an intimate interview with Mike, you'll definitely have to check him. Who knows when it'll drop? I have no idea.
I told
Because
that's
I
yeah.
think we got all of season 2 in the can, and so that's probably like season 3. And I mean, we haven't started putting out season 2 yet, so I don't know. I'll let you know.
I feel like we should just throw that one out, bro. Like it'll be season 2, bro, or something. Promo OVA, like an anime Wazzy, just the OVA or something. But we need to throw that one out ASAP. I need that for the tour
Yeah,
run.
yeah. So go ahead and check out Bullshit and Snake Oil. We're on YouTube, Library, Odyssey, Twitter. What's the other thing?
Y'all
Instagram.
and next
BS
Wazzy,
and
when you
Pro.
come on, bro, y'all need to go in the kitchen, bro. Y'all need to cook and ask fucking
No, that's like
Wazzy the same type of ridiculous bullshit y'all was asking me.
yeah, no. So actually, that's a good idea. That's a good idea because with writing some skits and stuff like that. One of my ideas has been like if we were to go ahead and basically have a kitchen cooking show,
Mhm.
and the problem is trying to figure out the logistics of the cameras and the mics and all of that.
I'll
But
figure it out.
that is something I have up my sleeve anyways, and to go ahead and maybe um I don't know crack that cherry with Wazzy might be a good idea.
I want y'all too. I just gotta buy a couple of the lapel mics. Y'all be good, bro.
Oh, I mean, we already get a couple,
Okay, so
but
yeah, get the
yeah.
lapels going. Throw the camera in there. Let Wazzy cook it. Y'all just bother him. And I don't know if I want Wazzy to actually try and make something like really good to show motherfuckers he can really cook, or if you just put together some gabagool and y'all y'all gotta eat like whatever bullshit he pulled out the oven at the end of the
Or maybe go ahead and have him make making something and Justin and I tag teaming the other thing and let's compare notes like
Or
Wazzy's making
would
the
y'all be
main.
making the same thing? Or yeah, would Wazzy got
Nah,
the entree, y'all got the side.
yeah,
I'm
maybe
rolling.
something like that.
You motherfuckers go
Yeah.
throw some corn in a goddamn pot and boil it, bro. That's y'all better do something
Wait, wait,
sexy.
wait, 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 wait. You tell me you ain't never had boiled corn before?
No, what I'm saying is that ain't cooking, bitch. You gonna do a cooking show?
Oh,
You gotta be in there working, bro.
Oh yeah. No, I mean like you boil them and then you go ahead and you put them in the food processor, whip them around right quick. You at least make a corn paste out of it, at the very
That cob
least.
is really good for fiber.
Oh,
Yeah,
bro, who you telling, man?
can't pass. Got to
Call me the
love.
fiber king.
Okay, Fiber King, that will be your nickname next week. Oh shit, hold on. It's getting hot in here. So take off all your clothes. I am getting so high. I gotta get that knot loose.
So there
It's
is a
getting
King
hot
Fiber
in here.
on
So
Instagram. Is that
take
you,
off
Jake?
your
Is that one
No,
of
no, I'm not. I'm not.
your burner accounts?
No, I'm not King Fiber. I'm Fiber King.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Big difference.
sexy. Sexy come.
Oh,
Let us know
Mike.
when, Mike.
One of my questions to you was about Tracy Morgan and your thoughts on him. Um, to be honest, I didn't realize that he had gotten into a car accident or like that bus accident or whatever. But like I've just been watching a lot of 30 Rock lately, and have you watched much 30 Rock?
Yeah.
Like he just cracks me up so much on it, and I actually like
I
I sit
I
there and I
was
watch, and
thinking
I'm like
about
I
that.
don't know if this is real or not.
Yeah.
Like, is this him acting or is this him just being normal?
I was what I had I don't know if I can't we got drunk on that bitch too, by the way. So I can't remember
We had the
everything.
cognac out.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. It was the most racist podcast slash interview
Cognac
I
and
ever been
40s,
on.
bro.
40s
Welcome
Cavassier
to Dexter.
watermelon fucking sour patch.
No, no, not watermelon. It was strawberry.
Whatever,
Don't
bro.
lie to the people.
Um anyways, I don't remember if I said this or not, so I'll just say it now. Tracy Morgan as an actor, I enjoy. I enjoy him in his movies and shows. I'm not really a fan of his stand up. That's what I was And that's what
I
I was
gotcha.
breaking down for y'all. Same with
Yeah.
Kevin Hart. I like Kevin Hart in like interviews and stuff, but I've not been a fan of any of his last like 4 stand. But I like him when he like is. I like him in most of his movies. There's some movies that's kind of trash, but most of the time I enjoy his.
I've never, to be honest, watched any of Tracy's stand up. Um, but I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched Kevin Hart stand up in a minute, but like I remember that bum bump joke, and like he'll always have respect from me for his
Yeah.
stand up because of that. Metal, get out of here! Cat's trying to eat me.
that was a good impression. Oh,
Yeah,
that wasn't an
so
impression. Is your cat
no, I
really in
was
there?
I was being physically
Yeah.
attacked by a feline. You know.
Can't keep
Oh,
the
have you
pussy
ever?
off him. That's crazy.
It's rough out here, bro. Um, but I don't know if you've ever been attacked by a cat. Being attacked by a dog's one thing, like that's easy, but a
The
cat
cats
is
is
another level.
yeah. The cat is different. That
Like you,
motherfucker,
you,
especially
you
got to
could
get
go
his
ahead and.
claws in you or something.
Oh yeah, you could punch a dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could punch a dog, but those cats, like they go ahead and like they're and like as you're punching, like it's just a shadow there now, and they're behind you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. The agility
like
on a cat is crazy.
yeah, they're like shadow warriors or something like that. I think I don't know. I forgot to look into it, but I'm
That's why
pretty
I
sure
don't
they're
think
like shadow
Catwoman get
warriors.
enough play in the DCEU, bro. Like, having the abilities of a cat in a human body would be pretty fucking OP against most people. Even like Mike like to watch. What the fuck is this shit called? Damn, get up.
Sesame Street, Little Bear. Little Bear was fire, but Bear versus Cat, who wins?
PJ Masks. That shit
Oh,
come
okay.
on. It's a banger. And they got an owlet, so the girl got the powers of an owl. Cat boy, he got the powers of a cat, and Gecko, he got the powers of a gecko. And I was like, damn, y'all gonna do my man bold like that? Give him powers of a gecko? That shit trash. Meanwhile, he got the coldest powers in the show, bro. He got camouflage, so he go invisible basically. He got super
Wait,
strength. He can climb
wait.
on walls.
If you grab his wee wee, like will it, like go ahead and fall off and
That's what I'm
regrow?
saying, bro. They didn't even get that deep, but yeah, right. If you chop
Probably
a part
though.
off of me, it come back stronger. Is that the
Hmm.
case? Do they come back stronger, bigger?
Probably. I mean, it makes
Yeah.
sense. Like if you break a bone, it grows back stronger. So like it's got to be the same thing with your pee pee. So I mean, I don't know. Makes sense to
To
me.
call it PP, dog, at the age of mid-30s is great. We never let the children. We never let the child. I don't know. Let's get no
We
pervy.
never
Yeah,
grew
yeah.
up.
You gotta be careful there.
FBI sitting at my shit like.
Um,
Go ahead and finish that
who,
sentence, Mike.
who? No. Continue. Uh, who is your who is your favorite Catwoman though? Like live action.
Oh, that's good fucking question, bro. Because I know everybody hate the Halle Berry Catwoman, but I think she was the sexiest. But a close second, if not tied, is the Catwoman in that one right there. Oh shit. I'm pointing at
Oh
my
wait, I
screen
didn't
like
remember.
you can see in the
All right, we have 5. One,
yeah.
two, three, four, 5. Use your numbers.
It's the bitch in the middle. I thought she was so sexy.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah. But old girl next to her is cute in real life. I hated her Catwoman outfit though. And when the fuck
I
was
don't remember
old
her.
girl two from the who was the black chick?
Number two.
I don't. I can't
that's
recognize
that's
that.
gotta be a porno, bro. Ain't no way.
Let's see if there's
That's a good. Yeah. We need to fact check that.
But yeah, middle one got my wee wee hard. She was like licking the milk up at one point in the movie. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, good old Michelle Pfeiffer. I
Michelle
think
Pfeiffer. Remember that damn. Key and Peele skit? God damn. Michelle Pfeiffer?
um Yeah, I think the first thing I remember her from is Dangerous Minds, which is also where I went ahead and first heard Gangster's Paradise, I think.
Mm.
But shout
You
out to
got
Weird
put on
Al.
a song from a movie?
Yeah,
Damn.
does
Gangsta's
that never
Paradise,
happen?
Coolio was the first
Yeah.
time you heard that song. I know you was like, what the fuck, this movie? I know you was like, this shit crazy, bro.
Oh yeah. Um, but
Have I been put
I,
on a song from a movie before?
if you haven't, then have you even watched a movie?
I just
I,
listen
I
to
mean,
songs so much outside of like Disney movies where it's original with the Disney movie. I don't know if I ever.
The Matrix put me on a ton of music.
Oh yeah, for sure. Propeller Heads was it? That one group.
Club to Death, which I actually made a note about for later. I don't know. I there's a
Oh, I
lot of
remember.
OSTs that I listen to where I'm like, oh, this is cool, and I've never heard of it.
I guess I never like was a dude to buy soundtracks either though.
I mean, I
So
didn't buy them.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to think, but a lot of the songs I was so heavy on blogs and stuff that if a song was on a movie that usually had came out a little before the movie or something. I don't know. I have to think about this, bro. I know I'm lying probably. I gotta think. I couldn't imagine hearing "Gangsta's Paradise" for the first time in the movie. That's such a classic song that.
Well, I mean, we come from different circles, Mike. We come from different
It's
circles. It's
different
fine.
circles, different squares, different
Yeah,
vaginas,
yeah,
everything.
lots of shapes.
But it's crazy how
You
similar
know,
we still are, even from.
yeah, man. It's a weird astro world, bro.
So this is a question I want to ask y'all, and why is he specifically? Do you fuck with Disney World?
I don't know how to answer that. I mean, like, I don't care. I won't not go, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to go. If there's a reason to be in Disney World, sure, but I don't know. I
If
don't
you
care.
if you started dating a girl and she was obsessed with Disney, trying to go every year, maybe twice a year, you fucking with that or?
What can she afford 2 plane tickets a year? I mean, like, I'll pay for a couple, but if you want to go 2 times a year, that isn't on my bill.
Yeah,
Good
we put
man, good
I'll
man.
stipulations in.
go.
She can afford one time a year, but sometimes every so often she kind of want to go twice because like something new opened in the park. So you might
So
have to
that would
go
be
twice a year every day.
Swazi's prenup right there.
no. But I'm saying I'll pay for the first one every year. If you want
Okay.
to go more than that, then
What
I don't know.
about you, Jay? Go
I
ahead.
don't
My
care.
bad. Yeah, you don't
No, I was
care.
just saying that I don't care. Whatever.
Oh no, that's a huge red flag. Get out of here.
You don't like
Um,
Disney? People who I hate to use the
those
word
Dis
obsessed, but the same
those
way we
Disney
are with certain
princess
shit.
girls are those Disney princess girls are a different level. And no, thank you, man. Those eyes are crazier than crazy. Like that's the bottom of that crazy well, man.
These Disney
Like
girls got
you
the
were
crazy
drawing
eyes.
deep. Yeah,
That hot
you know.
level, that hot crazy line got to be up here, huh? Top right corner.
No, man. Like I don't know if you're that crazy Disney princess type, you've got crazy eyes and your hygiene is just not on the same level as it ought to be.
That's a crazy
Um,
stereotype to have. Disney princess girls smell like Disney princesses, bro. They smell delicious. They go taste
no,
delicious.
bro.
Don't do that.
That
Ain't no
that's it,
stinking Disney
bro.
princess
Bro,
girl
that
out here, bro.
bro.
I refuse to believe it. They love glitter and
Oh,
spice
I'm
and
sure there are
everything.
some. I would
Bro.
almost guarantee there are some
I'm
who
saying,
shower
like,
every time a
obviously there's
Mike,
Disney movie
some,
comes
Mike,
out.
but there's
Mike,
no way you go throw them
Mike,
into the fucking Comic Con, Yumacon category, bro.
They
We're
aren't
not
smash
Mike,
doing
players.
that, bro.
Mike, Mike. those guys coming out of the smash tourney, they go ahead and slapping themselves with that axe, and they think that it's all right. Just like these hoes going ahead and throwing a little glitter on themselves, and they think they're cute, and it's just not, bro.
These
You
hoes.
got to wash. Chump in a shower, like the beast ain't in there, and if he
Bro,
is, like, I don't know, maybe he'll turn into a prince. I don't know.
this went way farther left than I thought.
I don't get your mental gymnastics there.
Who's?
Like Jake's. I'm
Yeah.
talking about just going to Disney World because my girlfriend wants to go. That doesn't mean you're a Disney princess wannabe.
No, Mike
I
was
used the term
asking about,
obsessed.
yeah,
I used the term
yeah.
obsessed.
Yeah, but
And I
not.
didn't mean I want to take it back. I don't really mean obsessed. I like once a year. I don't know if that's obsessed. Maybe that is, but
That's obsessed. If you're a grown adult wanting to go to Disneyland
you don't want to
once
do
a
nothing once a
year,
year,
Yeah,
bro.
I disagree with that, but I mean, if somebody likes it and they want to go once a year, why not?
That's what I'm saying. It's
well, I
expensive
mean,
though.
yeah.
You can like some other shit. That Disney shit expensive.
True.
I would. This was all leading up to a question the next question I want to ask you, Wazzy, is how old do you think a kid needs to be before they first trip to Disney?
How good are the parents? I mean, is it going to be like so? All I'm saying, I guess what I'm saying is like I would have been a kid that I would have been that weird kid on a leash because I would just walk off, and I'm not even joking.
I
I
guess
did
you
have
on
a
a
leash,
leash.
uh, but
After having a kid, bro, I understand the leashes, but continue.
Oh yeah.
um,
I
but
can understand them. I won't use one, but
Yeah, I
like,
won't. But it's
yeah.
been times where I'm like, God damn, Mike, I'm so tired of chasing your ass around this bitch.
I'd say 4. You're old enough to at least have like some idea of memories. Would be the youngest that like I would take somebody to go to Disney World to see Disney World.
What you think, Jake?
I mean, like, there's cooler places, I think.
Bro, how old? It's come on, bro. You got it. First of all, how old? Just answer the question.
I got no. I got nothing for you. Like 37. Wait. He can buy his own ticket. How about that?
Nah, that's crazy. When he can buy his own ticket, I can barely buy my own ticket, so I guess 37 is the right answer. Huh? God damn, Jake, you different.
I mean, personally, I would just much rather like take the kid out to Yellowstone.
But
You know
that's
what I
the
mean?
issue, Jake. You're talking about what you would rather do. What if your kid likes fucking Disney movies? What if he enjoys Lion King and motherfucking Aladdin and goddamn Hercules and all this other shit, and he wanna go to Disneyland or Disney World? You gonna be like, nah, that shit whack.
Well, no, I
Or
mean,
you go say, hey, and I know Julia probably gonna fuck with it. So what age you gonna be like, all right, we can go, but I'm not spending no money below this age because you're not even gonna enjoy it how you supposed to enjoy it for all this money I'm paying.
like we don't really have any plans like to put the kid in front of the TV at all. Like honestly, my ideal, they're not watching Aladdin. They're not watching Lion King. Like, what's the point?
What's the point? Oh my god. We can't get into this now because we got to get into the I'm gonna write this down, but ooh wee, what's the point?
I mean, I will say I think our culture has gone to digital. Just dealing with a lot of the like so a lot of the mental health crap that I read right now is stuff that I dealt with because I was like the first of that purely on the internet in front of computers all day crowd. So I understand Jake's point, but I think 0 is also not the best way, but that's my own personal thoughts on that. I think some
It's
entertainment time is good.
Well, I mean, it's not like there won't be no entertainment time. It's just why does it
Oh,
have to be behind a screen?
it's art. I mean, you're
I
effectively
mean,
locking off an entire
there's lots of
art.
other art though, like literally tons.
Right, but you're cutting some out. Like, why not let somebody enjoy all of art?
I mean, because they're a child. You have like an actual obligation to go ahead and like steer that child.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm just saying zero. I don't know. Zero isn't the answer.
I mean,
Everything
but like
isn't the
studies
answer.
have shown that regardless of the content, that just being behind a screen isn't like good for the development of a child. So like the medium is important. So because they're consuming art from that medium, can in itself be like an issue.
I I want to look over those research papers to see if they were actually done fairly, because I know a lot of papers done in the past like decade are just idiots who don't understand actual statistics or don't understand proper test setup and marking or yeah, doesn't matter.
Got them bitches, Jake? You gonna send them to us in the Discord?
I mean, I have to look them all back up. I mean, this is stuff I've looked into like a while ago, but
And I want to see them too. Not not just out of a curious eye.
right, for
Because
sure.
obviously there are, obviously we on the same page. Like you can't have you don't throw your fucking kid in front of a TV for 18 hours. Even those 2 hours y'all letting them watch that TV is too much at these young ages. But you know, I do find that this is from pure literal testing of a kid that I have. It has helped him in ways to learn certain things in fun ways that I didn't expect to help. So,
Yeah, and I mean, like I got like in no way am I ever judging you and your parenting, Mike. You know what I mean? It's gonna look different than ours and stuff, but like that's a beautiful thing. Like
oh,
y'all are
for
good
sure.
people, so
Yep, for
like
sure. I
there
just
ain't no
want,
question
like
about
like I
that.
said, next week I do want to dig deeper into this, just to see, because you might give me something I didn't think about, and vice versa. So I do want. I wrote it down. We'll get into it next week, as far as everything. But I do want to see that. If you can find, you ain't gotta find it all. If there's anything that you got or you did look up, I will
I'll
be
go ahead and give
super
myself a little note
curious,
here. So
super super interested in seeing some of the stuff that you are found. Specifically with screen time.
oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I went ahead and gave myself a little note to remember. So
For shizzle. All right, album time. I'm gonna take it to quick PP.
okay.
Splow.
Is he gone yet? Oh, he's still here.
I told a story last week of I did see a woman do that.
If you get double canceled, though, are you back on?
Is that a renew? All four of us.
I'm muting my mic. My bad. I'm here. Thank you for the heads up, Calvin. This damn, I scream like a motherfucker. This week's album review is one of Lupin Fiasco, the Cool. Um, why did I pick this album? It's pretty simple. This is basically my favorite album of all time. Before I get into this, random thought. These Tuesdays come back around fast as hell, y'all. I don't know if y'all feel
Bro,
that
who
way.
you telling? Oh yeah, who you telling,
Yeah,
man?
but I'm like, God damn, it's Tuesday again. Let me get on my shit, bro. But Lupe Fiasco's the Cool. My favorite album of all time. And if not, it's at top two, and it's not two. So, this is the reason why I fuck with this album so tough is because it let me realize you can be yourself, but also still have commercial success, right? For a long time, I thought that you had to have this certain wavelength, this certain content, and topics to talk about in order to get on the radio or have like success, go get Grammy nominated, go to award shows and shit. But the Cool was the first one that dropped. He stuck to himself, right? As far as like how he raps, he didn't change his content, way he rapped. His production got a little better from Food and Liquor to this one. And it showed me that you can still get these accolades and get this respect from your peers without having to sound like them. And at this point, when this album came out, it felt like everybody had to sound a certain way in order to get like respect in hip hop. And this is why I started leaning a little more towards different genres of music because it was the only way I could start getting you know a feel of diversity in my sound. Like a lot of people just kept sounding the same. So I was like, all right, I gotta reach outside of this community in order to get that rush of new that I've been missing for a long time, right? So the second reason that I love this album so much is that it's a story. It's it's poetry to where he's the whole theme of this album is about the cool, right? And it was something that I was going through at the time. Do do you want to be cool in order to be respected by the people that's around? So he's explaining what the cool is and not only what it is, but why people want to be it or want to have it and why it's so detrimental to those who constantly are trying to reach for it and become the cool. And what he's saying is, listen, this is an entity. You might touch it, you might you might grasp it, you might even have it on you for a little bit, but you'll never be it. Eventually you're going to have it and you're going to pass away and you're going to die. But also a thing that he touches on is that what we don't understand is that the cool isn't just one thing. The cool that y'all keep reaching for is going to kill you. But there's another cool out here that's within you that you can have and be healthy and it's going to help you prosper and be the best version of yourself that you can be. And the ironic part of that is if you just follow your cool, eventually other motherfuckers are going to call it cool because you reached to a point that they didn't reach and you didn't give a fuck about what they was doing and you kept doing your own thing. And since they're the followers, they're going to double back and say, hey, that was cool. I.e., anime. It's the perfect example, bro. When we was in school, bro, and I don't like bringing up this trope and shit, but motherfuckers was definitely like, Mike, you over there watching that Dragon Ball Z shit, that Naruto shit. You know, they purposely saying niggas' names wrong and stuff to make fun of you for watching it. Like, okay, the fact that you even know it was Goku make tell me you watch it too, but I ain't even gonna get into that. Like, all right, yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, I'll watch it, bro. What's up? And eventually, I seen this in my own life. Eventually, freshman year, I was getting made fun of for watching that shit. Freshman year, sophomore year, I'm getting made fun of listening to Lupe Fiasco. I told y'all that story. The motherfucker on skateboard and with the robots. That's a quote that I will forever think about to the end of my life, bro. A dude came up to me and said, "That motherfucker that be rapping about skateboards and robots." But the simple fact that he even knew he rapped about robots told me, "Oh, you listen to more songs than Kick Push." All right, cool, but we ain't gonna go there. And then by the time I was a senior, it was just like, oh yeah, Mike cool, bro. He be watching anime and shit like that. He different. He on another level. Like it turned into my trait, the thing that made me different from everybody else and why they wanted to fuck with me. Now forward in 2020, everybody watching this shit, 2021 I mean, but it really started like in 2019 is when this wave of anime started getting everybody watching it and shit. But my idea of sticking with what I knew, because I might have stopped listening to that stuff and tried to be like everybody else if this album didn't come. Lou told me through the songs, it's all right to be yourself, bro, because the other cool that you think is cool ain't gonna do nothing but kill you. So the best part about this album to me is the fact that he not only tells you that, but he embodies each part of the joints about the album, right? So if you find the album art, the album art that I remember, like, cause you know I bought this CD. This is back when they still had the
Liner notes and
pamphlets,
stuff.
yeah, the notes
Yep.
and pamphlets and shit when
Inserts.
you, yeah, and the CDs. So in Lupe's, he had a whole like a art collection with each part of the cool being drawn out so that you could have a visual concept of what the streets were. The streets are a girl with green eyes with the dollar signs in her eyes. You see her down there. What the game is. The game is this dirty motherfucker who gonna talk to you and let you know that this if we good, this is how you gonna make money and this is how you gonna do that and do this. And it's just like, man, you I didn't know that you could use imagery in the way that he uses it in an album. You know, I always associated art, not always, but I hadn't seen it done this well where it's just art and visuals, but also combined with like lyrics and audio, right? I'm telling you something that you got to visualize, but he actually gave you the visualization with it too. So I was like, oh, this is crazy. So you know how much I love intros, right? Baba says cool for thought. He brought old girl back. That's his cousin again. The dude, the poem in the beginning. This is a great poem about you thought it was cool to do this, this, and this. Thought it was cool to do that, that, and that. But now look at you. And it's just the perfect way to do it. Free Chili came out. I had just lost my best friend. After when this song came out, so when this shit come out, and then I had a couple friends that I grew up with had went to jail. So I'm like, damn, it's no way this song is here. If we could break down those walls and set you free, we would, cause we out here. Then he say, if we could build a ladder that tall to come up and see, we would. And that shit hit hard. And now it hit hard again, bro, because I just lost my pops. So when I listen to it today, I'm like, fuck. I'm about to not to well, I listened to it, not today. When I listened to it, I think I listened to it again Thursday. I was like, this shit hit different, but it hit again today when I listened to it. Because if I could get up there and see you, I would, because we down here and we miss you. And I'm like, fuck, Lou, how you got some shit like that? You not even own neither one of these tracks, and I'm already like feeling a certain way. Not no Lou and none of this shit. um, but then we jump into Go Go Gadget Flow, and the reason why Lou is one of my favorite artists because I feel like he's underrated in his flow. His ability, I think he's one of the best, probably top 5 double time rappers in the game, and he only sampled it here in Go Go Gadget Flow. got to go back to some of his other mixtapes and some of his stuff in between to really see like he can rap fast and really spit really good. So it's certain parts of this song where I'm like, man, I still can't say that with you. But and this and what I'll always remember is when I first played this for Shalonda. She up in the motherfucking. She upstairs. She like, okay, hold on. I think I got it from the MADI to the S to the ON. I'm like, oh, okay, you got that shit. But that was like the way that he got to show off that he got actual flow in that mother song and can double time with the best of them. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I want to see if I can to you. um, but basically, what you find out throughout this album is that this is a story about a guy. And throughout the album, he says, "My cool young history." Right. This is a story about my cool history. But that's a play on words because the main character is called Michael Young. That's his name, Michael Young. Throughout this album, and what you end up realizing that the first song for this album is actually "The Die," which is on Food and Liquor, right? But that's the last part of his story, right? So he came out with "The Die," which is the song about how a motherfucker who was in the streets revived as a zombie, came back to life, went back to his old block, and was just trying to do stuff as if he was still alive, but he was dead. And then the motherfuckers on the block shot him again. That's just the cycle that you always gonna be if you keep going back to that life. But this is telling the beginning to the end. But the best part about the story is it's not linear. It's jumping around throughout the whole joint, right? So you come up, Go Go Gadget Flow is here, but Superstar is basically the end of the story too. What happens if you die and you get to heaven, and in the line, it's like you only get in if you cool or if you not. You know what I'm saying? A fresh, cool young glue trying to catch his microphone check 212. Wanna believe my own hype, but I'm too uncool. And it's like he say I'm about to be in line, bro, and they gonna be like, all right, you come with the guest list, you come too, and the sexy lady next to him, you come too. Like everybody get pulled in because with the cool shit that they did on Earth, and you got to stand in line and you got to wait your turn, or you get turned away at the door. And that's how these gangsters think that it's gonna be. Like I'm about to get into heaven based off of the accolades that I pulled I was alive, and it's like it's not gonna be like that, or it might be. You never know, but you can't live your life like that. You gotta live it the right way. Then we get into Paris, Tokyo, High Definition, Gold Watch. And these songs is all just him showing that I can make great songs. Dog ass lyricist. Paris, Tokyo, still one of my favorite songs he's ever done. High Definition is him showing that I still get respect from the OGs, which is important in the game, right? Like you got Snoop Dogg on your album. I would have never guessed if you would have gave me 100 guesses. Who Lupe gonna have on his album as a guest star? Snoop Dogg would not have been one of them. Period. Point blank. But that's how cool. That's how fucking cool Snoop is, and that's another reason why I'm sitting here today. Like this is why Snoop is still relevant. Fucking 40 years after he get started rapping, bro, because he could do shit like and then Gold Watch is one of the songs that was like my anthem for a long time because he's like, y'all got my gold watch and my gold chain and my fancy cars and my diamond rings. Like that's what y'all like, right? But in the songs, he's talking about what he like, bro. I like gold yard bags and Japanese manga. I like Street Fighter too, but I really hate Vanga. In the beginning, Ryu, I find it hard to beat Blanca. I'm like, damn, oh, this nigga be playing Street Fighter too. Like you like, all right, it's cool to rap about Street Fighter now. It's cool to rap about manga now. Like, when did this happen, bro? Didn't know that was possible. I didn't know any rapper knew about what that shit was. So this is just these key things that's opening up in my mind as I'm listening to this album. Like, Mike, you don't gotta be this motherfucker that you was, because up until this point, this 2007, I'm a junior in high school to my senior. You really still trying to figure out who the fuck you are. You super stressed because you like, what the fuck I'm about to do after high school? Like I'm about to graduate and then what? And I'm still making music, so I'm trying to figure shit out. Then Hip Hop Saved My Life comes on. I'm like, oh, this shit's so real. Because this is back to the story, right? But the best part about this is like a part of the story, like a what if part of the story, right? What if Michael Young actually got the break that he was hoping to get um through rapping and through music. He kind of detail how he do a freestyle, and then the freestyle get picked up over the radio, and everybody's saying you the hottest dude in the town. And then the very last line on there is he say 2 days from going back to selling crack, yes sir. And so this is a single, by the way. This played on the radio a lot. But you got a song that just sound like a hey, this is a song about a kid who got his shot and made it. But the deeper meaning in it is no, this is a song about what if that kid got the shot and made it. But in reality, that kid did not get that shot, and he got to keep going through the life that he's already intertwined. I'm like, this motherfucker's a genius, dog. Like, you got this on the radio, bro. Motherfuckers, if you don't listen to Lou, if you're not a fan of Lou, you don't know how sad this song really is, because you think it's about triumph when really it's about, failure or a separate reality that you could have been in and that you're not. And so now we got the intruder alert. That's not really in the story, but I always love how he got two different sides of the intruder. The one with the girl being taken advantage of, and then the one with the illegal immigrants. And that's something that Luke does very well. Tell stories. That's another part of hip hop, and that's another super storytellers in the game. Um, and so he takes one thing where it's like, hey, I understand something's going off in my head telling me this is wrong, and I gotta move. I gotta figure out what's going on. But he got two separate stories for it. Streets on Fire is definitely in the story, but it's also like a scenery, like explaining what's going on in the story. And they always debate too about exactly what Lou is talking about in this, which is also the best part about this album, because people still, like professors still teach this album. People are still on blogs arguing about what part is the story, what part isn't the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did he mean on this part of the story? So it's still like shit about the streets on fire. Like, is he talking about race? Is that the disease? Is he talking about money or power? Like, what is the disease that's taking over the people that's making them fight back against each other? And I think when I first heard it, I thought race immediately, but to this day, I still kind of like go back. Um, then you got Little Weapon, which is the first time that another person had like you remember Diamonds from Sierra? That's the Kanye song that we do. We talk about blood diamonds. So I love songs that's gonna put me on shit like this. Like, I didn't know that there were kids getting used in the armies in Africa when this came out. Like, and the imagery and the beat just so hard. But I'm like, you talking about some crazy shit on this, dog. I owe like 6 or 7. I'm like, what? No, he said I'm like 10, 11. Been fighting since I was like 6 or 7. And then he's like describing like they just fighting. They like, if I kill one more person, I get the soccer ball. Like, they counting their bodies in order to get rewards from people above them, and it's just childish rewards, bro. But one of my favorite verses on here is Gemstone's verse, which his name was Gemini back when they first started. So I really want to know the story of why he changed the shit to Gemstones. But his whole thing about video games and how we kind of use video games as a way to as a violence, right? Oh yeah, Kyle. Yeah, you're right. He said that was him mimicking Dragon Flow and Dragon Flow twisted on that joint. Yep, yeah, you're right. Um, but it's that, yeah. So that was cold to me too. Um, then we go to Gotta Eat, Dumb It Down. Those two songs are fucking him really showing you my metaphors are just better than everybody else's in the game. Gotta Eat is just a whole scheme of food and comparing it to like the streets and people and shit, and it's just bar for bar, some little small fries trying to catch up. Like it's just a crazy way to and if anybody else would have did it, it probably would have been corny as hell. But then Dumb It Down is a different level of lyricism, to where to this day I still don't know everything he's talking about or where he was going in this song, because of the imagery and and the breaking down of it, because he do like the headless, the earless, the eyeless, and iris, and I'm like, God damn, you going crazy on this, bro. But the funniest part is the end of that, where he's trying to tell you like this is how the cool work. He like, man, nobody listening to Lupe. Why don't you talk about some more bitches, bro? Why don't you talk about shaking some more? He like, but for real though, I'm trying to do a song with you. I don't care. Say I still fuck with you. I like it. Like that's what the cool is, and that's what the cool do, bro. And I promise you, that's exactly what it is. Then we get to Hello Goodbye, and that was like a sleeper track for me. 'Cause when I first heard this album, I remember being like, "What the fuck is this, Lou?" I didn't hate it or nothing. I just was like, "This is so different. I never heard you do nothing." But then as time's gone by, I'm like, this might be one of my favorite joints on here, dog, because of the progression throughout the song and how he's just using his voice differently than he's ever done it. But he's also telling a story in here, and I'm like, okay, this shit is cool, and also say uncool, right? So it's cool, but it's uncool, and it's a part of the story. Then obviously the die is like the end of Michael Young's regular life, right? Like this is where he gets killed in the story. But the way that they use the flow in this is just so crazy. Like, and the way that he uses gemstones to be like the dude who actually kills you, but you also get it's your man's that's setting you up. So the story is Lupe is Michael Young's best friend. And ain't nobody setting you up. We gonna go to this club. We gonna mac on some shorties. We gonna get a little love, get some drinks, and we hit but then from the opposite side, my man's is rapping the same shit Lewis is rapping because they got the same plan together. So they just going through the plan. They about to set this motherfucker up, and the hardest shit ever is he's like, "Don't go nowhere, nigga. I'm about to take a pee. But if you do die, just remember, ain't no heaven for a G. Like, why would you say that to a motherfucker when you just about to get out the? But if you do die." Just so you know, ain't no heaven for a G. And then you get out the car, you leave, you take a piss, and then and then in the song he's playing, the fucking the coolest, the coolest. So he's playing. He's like, yeah, I'm the coolest dude, and my man say, ain't so cool now, is ya? Pop, pop, kill you, right? So that's the end of your story. But then he get into the game, right? So now he getting back to his imagery shit, explaining what the game is, what the difference is between the streets and the game. The game just so hard to me. Like me and my brother play that beat every time I see him, because it's just such a crazy imagery. Let me put you on game, and then he started describing like the babies crying sound like laughter to me. It's just another mama throwing away another life, and we going y'all cracking this prostitution and shit. And it's just like it's a crazy way to kind of get darker in here. And then we go up to fighters, right? And fighters is the description of like this is from Lupe's eyes talking about the people he's lost and how they still in heaven and fighting for him, guardian. But it's also tying into Michael Young's story to where it's like if you die, you can go up there and you can be that. You can be a soldier, army, or go down to hell on that game shit. And then Go Baby is just that's just the outro track. I play for Shalonda every she got to do something. Go baby, hoo, go baby, hoo. Just to hype her up, and she fuck with it heavy now. But there, so at this 2007, at the point of my life, I didn't realize that you can even deep, introspective, to where you twine, tell a story about something that everybody in the streets can relate to, but also have the songs good enough to be placed on radio, be Grammy nominated, go gold, blah blah blah. And it opened up my eyes to a whole nother level of pop. Go ahead.
I can go or Jake either way.
Go ahead, Watson.
I will say this is by far my favorite album that you've had us listen to. Like number 2 and 3 are here. This is like up here. Um, it was interesting to listen to. I mean, I didn't get a whole lot of the references and stuff, obviously, on a first listen through, but I didn't get bored at all listening to it. I always just felt like I was listening for that next bar, that next melody, and it was mixed very well. I really enjoyed the mixing on it. I will say I want a full version of Free Chili. I really like that melody. I think it could be turned into a heavy metal song pretty easily.
Oh, that'd be
Um,
crazy.
when I was listening to Streets of Fire, it sounded to me like Club to Death sped up and up tempoed and pitch shifted a little bit because it had the dun 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 like that same beat. I got Club to Death from the Matrix stuck in my head, and I'm like, it's a cool beat. Why not? Uh, I do have a question. What do yellow M and M's mean?
It's
In your
just
room is yellow M and M's. Like I think I got the idea, but it was just
yeah,
kind of
it's just like how it's like how artists go somewhere and they demand stupid shit in they waiting room. Like I want all
oh
the M&Ms
okay.
green, and I want the Fiji water to be at fucking
You want
69%.
So
only
it was
red
Yeah.
Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah. It's like one of those things where you go in there and everything is exactly how you want it, and you don't have to ask for nothing, and it's perfect.
okay. So it was more like related to like rider type things.
Yeah,
Like you going home is like getting a rider to go. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Um, I feel like I got blueballed on Fighters. Like it wanted to open up the entire song and it just never did.
I felt the same way when I first heard the songs. Like, yeah,
I was listening. I'm just like, come on, I want something. It was like just dry humping the whole time. My my actual only criticism for the entire album is that to me the chorus was weak. Like the hooks and chorus just compared to the rest of the album just felt out of place. Which isn't a bad thing because I really I enjoyed the entire album. It was just the chorus and hooks are those to me were the weak points I saw, which that's kind of a personal preference anyways. But yeah, I loved it. I'm definitely going to go back and listen to this entire album again.
I'm for I guess I'll just respond to that. I don't know if I agree with the hooks part all the way. I will say that out of all the great things that Lou is good at, hooks probably aren't the the top of what he's best at. But I think that all of his hooks always had purpose, and once you understand the purpose of everyone, it probably makes it a little. And sonically, I like all the hooks myself, but
Oh,
like you
so
said, it's purpose. It's like you said, it's a preference anyway. So
I
I'll tell you.
I like I like the ways I like the way the hooks sounded. That wasn't my issue. Like Go Go Gadget, that would have been really cool. The issue was that it was very lazily two lines right after each other 8 times in a row, or it was Superstar. I like that one.
Matthew Santos can sing his ass off. If you ever like get a chance to see him live, that boy is he's on actually a lot of. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I felt like all of the effort went into the verses and none of the lyrical effort went into the chorus. Not none, but
Yeah, I feel
I don't
you.
know. It feels very disproportionate, and that kind of throws me off. Where you're like, this album is so good, and then you listen to Go 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 Gadget 18 times instead of I don't know. You
I'm
could turn Go 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 Gadget and use O sounding words to make it sound like Go 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 Gadget, same melody, but have more interesting things to listen to. I don't know. That was just kind of my. That was really the only thing I didn't. No, I like. It's not even dislike. That was my only criticism about the album. So
sure.
yeah.
Nikki who Cal? Go ahead.
Mickey Jean.
I don't know that song.
Um, yeah, I mean it's hard to follow all that up. Like there's not a whole lot left to be said. I got turned on to this album probably between 2008 2010, my buddy Kay Neither, the Tech Ninja, follow him on YouTube. I was working with him. Mike, I think you and Show know his brother. Um, he's that pastor at that.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Um, but he's the one. I was working with him at Washington County, and um, I hadn't listened to much rap in a long time. And he's like, "Okay, well, I got some stuff for you." And I remember he asked me to go ahead and make him basically a mixtape. He made me a mixtape, and we traded CDs. And I put a bunch of like Black Sabbath and stuff like that on there, Metallica. And he's a rather religious guy, and he's like, honestly, it sounded kind of satanic and like evil, which was really funny.
That is something we gotta discuss too.
But yeah. So like he was the one who exposed me to Lupe Fiasco, and I'll forever be indebted to Kev for that. Um,
That
and
might have been how we
ex-
became friends.
oh, it was, yeah, it was, yeah. Because yeah, I mean, I remember like when started at MSI, like um, I was on much more of a metal kick and stuff like that. And I'm looking around like no one's listening to anything like there's nothing relatable and stuff. And then somehow either you or I went ahead and mentioned Lupe, and we kind of both looked at each other and was like, "Wait, what?" um, and so I'll forever be indebted to him for real. And yeah, he turned me on to like Fahrenheit 115 and all that jazz. So the mixtapes and stuff. But the first thing that really catches my eye about the album is the obvious like gold in the center of the album art there with his name, and it was actually interesting kind of hearing some of your comments, Mike, considering like Lupe isn't Christian, but he's like a devout Muslim, and so his perspective would be like a little bit different, I guess, technically and stuff. But I love that. I love um, Arabic calligraphy. I love the fact that he goes ahead and I mean I don't think that he's got any like Arab descent or anything like that. He's just Muslim, but I love that influence that he allowed to be put into the cover art with his name there. Because yeah, Arabic calligraphy is on another level. Um, I guess I never really like. I love Baba says cool. I'm not big into spoken word, um, and all that, but I really enjoy that a lot. And then free chili. But the funny thing is that I had never really thought about it before until you kind of said something. But like that's kind of ballsy to open your album and the first two tracks you're not doing anything on it. Like it's like, welcome to my album. Here's a
Yeah.
bunch of strange, like other people. Enjoy them. Oh, what's this? Okay. Um, Mike's over here distracting me. Um, uh, Go Go Gadget Flow. I've never been able to get into. I don't know
That's
what it is.
crazy.
I don't know what
Well,
it is.
I guess I'm gonna let you just finish. But when Wazzy said what he said about the hook, I'm like, okay, I can see, I can see that being a thing for people. I never even thought about that. The first thing that I seen when I even seen the name, and I was like, Inspector Gadget. We got a motherfucker rapping with some Inspector Gadget shit, like, and that alone made me like the song before I had even heard it. So once I heard it, I was like, I'm in, bro. Like, and I like the up tempo shit, but I didn't think about like what Wazzy said until he just said it. It don't change my feelings on
Yeah.
it. Because
Well,
there's bars in there where he say shit like, wait, what? Damn, what did he say? Like the A in the circle. I'm like, what? And I look back, I'm like, oh, that's the at symbol. Like, that's a great. That's a he's. Fuck. What did he say? I don't want to say
bring
he
that lyric
lost.
up.
Where was it?
It's in the first verse though. I got where I got, and I'm at where I'm at, like an A in a circle with a pay and a circle. Yeah, when they say little G from the F to the F with amazing verse, when I race in a circle and I race in a dribble and I race in a circle like a race in a horse, or I'm racing the Porsche, racing the place, I race in the cage, they race on the course. So I'm like, oh, okay, that shit crazy because he's saying we all gonna be racing on the, we all racing something, but my race ain't the same as your race. I race a Porsche and a horse. Y'all racing like a gerbil in a cage, and I'm like, oh, that's y'all like an A in a circle. Y'all stay, yeah. Damn, what? Because that's where I got. Oh, and I'm at where I'm at, like an A in a circle. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Because I didn't get that for a long time, so I don't expect nobody to get everything they first listen. So I want to make that clear off top. Like, this has been years
Yeah,
of studying this album and going back to where I still listen to shit and was like, oh, because he'll
yeah.
even reference movies I never seen before, and then I finally see a movie from the '80s, like, oh, that's what Lupe was talking about. Meanwhile, I've been rapping this shit for 20 years, acting
I,
like,
I I heard all the words clearly and I understood all of the words clearly. I still have no idea what anything means though.
yep.
Um, yeah. I mean, like the verses are fine. I don't know. There's just something about the particular flow for most of the song, and but then but most especially the hook. You know, uh, that was has always just been a low grading on me personally. Um, yeah, the coolest superstar. I mean, superstar obviously was a huge song. Um, Hip hop saved my life, changed my life. Probably, I would say. Uh, yeah, that song's like pretty deep in my memory bank. Um, Especially like hearing Nikki Jean's voice on there, and I actually remember seeing on YouTube. Because if I remember correctly, she was like nobody.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
and
Basically,
and yeah, and I remember seeing a YouTube video. Like she basically, like back in the day, she goes ahead and sets her phone on. Like she just went. She's in the parking lot basically of a Target. She had just swung in, grabbed the CD it just dropped and stuff, and she like, put her phone up on like her dashboard. Um, and so that she could hear herself on like an actual CD for like the first time, and like just watching like her reaction to that moment, even that's seared in my head. Um, like she's got a beautiful voice, but like she's also just like one of those real people. And I was actually really excited. I think it was early 2020, right before the pandemic. Um, what was it? Why am I blanking on their name all of a sudden? Slug,
okay.
an ant. Yeah, what's the name?
Sphere.
Atmosphere, that's it. Like I'm like I can remember their individual names, but I can't remember Atmosphere. Um, but they were performing in Detroit, and Juliet and I went to the show. She loves Atmosphere, and I was super stoked because Nikki Jean was opening. Was one of the
I
openers,
remember
and
this. I remember this.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because I even tweeted about it and added her, and she liked it and retweeted it, which was
Hey.
super cool. Like who the hell am I or anything like that. But she's just super down to earth. So like, yeah, I don't know. That's something that's stuck in there pretty deep. Intruder Alert and Streets on Fire, like they kind of make me nauseous a little bit, to be honest with you. Um, like they just hit that same chord that Keisha's song from Section 80 um, hits, where it's just I don't know, really real and messes me up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but oh wait, I'm on the wrong page here now. Yeah, I never thought about it really before, but his I would actually really like to get like fans of traditional country music to listen to some Lupe and see how they would react. how much can they relate to like the particulars of the story? That's one thing, but his storytelling ability is just, I mean, it's right there on full display, you know, and um that's one of the things that like I like and that I see like as like a good bridge for me personally, even with country, is just like hearing like a story and being able to follow along. Little Weapon is great. Mike, I'm gonna actually send you guys a video here that you'll have to watch. It's an important video, I think personally. Um, but Vice went ahead and had done like they were doing a few documentaries like wait in the day before like they kind of sold out. Um, but they did a documentary about Liberia, and they talked to a bunch of wild folks like General Butt Naked, and like talk about exactly what he's talking about. Like, I mean, General Butt Naked fought in like I can't remember. Yeah, the Liberian Civil War, and he was a child. Like, he was basically, he was an old general. He was an old guy and a general, and he was like 14 years old, basically. You know what I mean? And
General at
leading these kids.
14.
Yeah, and like the cannibalism and stuff like that, and the wild stuff that they were doing. But
He even say shit like we can't we gotta get our own uniforms because the ones on the dead soldiers are just too big. I'm like, what? That shit crazy.
yeah, no, man,
Like y'all
like, but that's
killing
what the
grown men in war. Like crazy.
yeah, yeah, no, man, like the world is a really wild place, and I mean, that's part of the thing that frustrates me about how much we like to complain about our own internal politics and how things are here, because it's like if you have it the worst here, like, you know what that is compared to like the average around the world. I mean, that doesn't mean that it's good. You're
Mm.
not in a good place, no. But like the disparity around the world is just wild, and that's one of the things that really, breaks my heart about our own country and our military and the stuff that we do with fomenting so much um division around the world. Like right now actually in Ethiopia, things are really popping off with a Tigray, like the Tigray army and all that jazz and stuff. So it's really wild over there for them, and we have our hand in it for sure, 100%. You know what I
Oh,
mean? And but it's not our people dying. It's just them over there, and what does that matter?
well, one of the things
That
that
stuff
make
pisses
that
me
so
off.
interesting, bro, is the fact that after Diamonds from Sierra came out, that became a real discussion, right? Like people were really going to jewelers and saying, "Are these blood diamonds?" Like asking these questions, "Where did these diamonds come from? Are these blood diamonds?" And whether or not that worked or not, we'll never know because these dudes are some of these guys are scumbags. So they'll just say, "No, these not blood diamonds. I got these from here," and then you still buy them anyway. You would have to actually do your research to understand. Okay, is this guy? How are you getting these? Is it logical or not? But that only happened because of how high Diamonds got, and then Diamonds the remix got. Lou was talking about this shit on this album, and there's like 4 singles on here, but what's it called is not one of them. Little Weapon. And where Little Weapon came from was he did a freestyle. He did a mixtape where he rapped over all Gorillaz beats. Um, Probably in like 2005 or something. So, one of the beats he went over was damn, Kids with Guns. And that very first part of Little Weapon is part of the freestyle. Now, Lil Terry got a gun he got from the school, he got from the rebels, they got from, and so he put that in there. He made a whole song about how there's kids over here in armies fighting. Well, I guess let me reverse that. I told y'all before that there's a lot of fucking school violence and school shootings just here in your own backyard, right? There's kids getting guns, going to school, killing each other or killing themselves because they're not happy or all type of shit. Robbing stores because they want something. Guns is a problem. Then he took that freestyle and took it to a whole nother level with Little Weapon, saying not only that, but while y'all at home worrying about your math homework, there's a fucking 7-year-old out here with an AK-47 that's getting ordered to burn down an entire village, and if he does, he comes back and gets a handful of candy and soccer. And I'm with you, Jake. I was like, that's ridiculous.
Well, and one of the things I really enjoy about the song is just how how like each verse is a completely different story, and the different people that he's talking about and unites around that central sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like the kid playing video games at the end is not the same kid
Yep.
who's going ahead and actually part of the boy brigade or anything like that. But there's like this thing that also at the same very exact same time unites them and yeah, the ability to pull like to be able to pull that off is wild. Um,
That was Gemstones, and that's one of the reasons why I always wonder why Jim didn't get, you know, like only time you ever really hear him is with Lupe. He don't really have many singles. When I listen to that verse, it's like that was at a time when you're lame if you're talking about video game violence, right? That was like when moms were trying to
yeah,
tell
for
you
sure.
video games are the reason my children are violent and they doing all of this and that. But that verse is telling you like, no, this shit is literally desensitizing kids, and it's leading towards it. It's not the whole reason, but it's a part of why your kid might be able to go to a certain level of hurting somebody and not feel a certain way about it. And he did it in a very creative way by putting like doing the metaphors for the video game and shit in his verse. But in essence, he basically saying, "Hey, video game violence is a real thing. Y'all need to look out for it." And he didn't get called a lame piece of shit for doing it because he executed it so well. So I always be like, "Damn, what happened to Gemini, bro?" I always feel sad when artists like that are actually really good. You know, not that you got to make it on the mainstream, but you still hear music from them. You know what I'm saying? They still putting out shit regularly, and you as a fan gets to enjoy. He don't even do. I feel sad about.
Um, what was it here? Dumb It Down's a classic for me. Um, like I'll never forget that. It's just too good. Um, it's yeah, it's just hilarious, especially like the bit at the end and put the AKs a little closer to your titties, that sort of thing. Like it's just never forget. um, what was it here? Put You on Game. Um, is I Lupe is known for like being intellectual and stuff like that, right? And his lyrical content, but I swear, like to me, this is probably one of the hardest songs you can ever find. I don't think it gets any harder than this song. Like the last thing he says is, "I hope your bullets become mouths that say
Say
my
my
name
name.
because I'm the." um, like so much, like that's such a visceral visual to have. You know, yeah, it goes hard.
Yeah.
And in a super low key and like the just like the cadence of his voice and the way he raps it, like it's not showy, it's just 100% confidence. Like, no, this is what it is, you know what I mean?
This
I'm
is
not
what it
flexing.
is.
Like it's not like a flex. It's like, it's, don't you know that I run this place? Like, I'm not trying to go ahead and tell you that I run this place. I just run this place. You know what I
Bro,
mean?
he's saying that motherfucker. I've been in the poem of many a poet, and I reside in the heart of many a artist. Some of the smartest have tried to articulate my whole part in this, but they're fruitless and they harvesters. And what's funny about this is he's talking about like you can go back to the beginning of time, Shakespearean time. You can go back to these even and then
Cain and Abel.
yeah, exactly. And then you can come as forward as now when Harvard professors is trying to break down these different um words and lyrics and Bible verses. they've been trying to figure out the game for a long time. And what he telling y'all is that you think that the game is just the streets and the hood and selling crack and doing it. No, the game is deeper than that. The game is just life, bro. We think life is a game and we're trying to beat the game, but in reality, the game always wins, bro. Father Time is undefeated, is what he's saying. So I've been talked about since the beginning of the time, and people have tried to come up with a reason for me, and they've all been fruitless. And I'm just like, this shit's so deep because at this point, when I hear the word the game, I think of the streets. Period. Point. Motherfuckers say I'm getting out the game. I'm doing this. I'm thinking you mean you getting out the streets. But in reality, it's not just hustling and slanging crack. It's life in general, and it's dark.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I mean,
what he tells you in this song is that I'm heartless, basically. Like I'm just life, and I give it and I take it, and that's it, bro. And it comes across so. I'm just now thinking about this now, Jake. That's why I'm fucked up. It comes across super like mean, but in reality, it's just objective. Like
mhm.
I can't feel a
I
certain
don't
way.
even feel anything.
Yeah, I don't feel nothing. It's just there is and then there isn't, and that's what I am, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, the I am. Um, but then like it cracks me up to go from there, and I mean, yeah, you got fighters in between, but to go from put you on game to go baby, go baby, you know, and like it's just a lot of fun to close it out with, you know. But yeah, great album. If anyone is stupid enough to not have listened to it already, well, you need better friends first and foremost, and listen to it.
Yeah, and
Does that
I
mean I
will.
didn't have good friends until last week?
Wazzy, you're just really stubborn too, though. Like we tried putting you on game, but
I'll be remiss to make sure that y'all didn't understand the three characters, not y'all, the view. The streets, the game, the cool. These three things that are actual entities in here trying to pull you
mm,
towards a way that you don't necessarily have to. So it's the streets is the game. It's charismatic, or the coolest charismatic in the game is just
well, and like that, yeah. You remind me of something that like I thought of like when you first started talking. I was reminded of a quote from Carl Jung. Um, about how people don't have ideas, ideas have people. And this is a perfect example of that. Like you think you know what the cool is, you think you have the cool, um, you think you are the game, whatever and stuff. You think you're in control of these things, but these things exist outside of you and are actual, in a way, archetypical entities unto themselves. Like the game, yeah, you know, Mike, like you were saying, with put you on game, we have our current understanding of what the game is. You know, it's being in the hood, slanging, and all that jazz. But it's also Wall Street. Let's
right.
not get that twisted. It's also DC. Let's not get that twisted.
Right.
But then, in addition to that, the game was around 1,000 years ago. You
Yep.
know, and you know they didn't have downtown Detroit or anything like that. You know, they didn't have an 8 Mile
Right.
in Constantinople, but they did have their own. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So, um, yeah, to think about these things as these archetypes that exist out of like sort of space time and move through it and all that jazz and to extrapolate that to like more like ideas in general trips me out hardcore. So yeah, that's Lupe.
Before we go, one of the early in this album, um, the coolest is comes on there. So just scroll up this track, and this lyrically was just some of the best. I guess when you look at hip hop, a lot of times most dudes either got the voice or they got the lyrics, but you don't really usually see it both. And his voice in this is just so good, but pair that with the imagery. This is the first time where he start physically describing what each of these entities looks like, right? And this one is about the streets, the girl who is seductive and is going to. And one of the favorite lines that I have in here. Oh, Wazzy pulled the lyrics. He says fuck, I don't even want to get the lyrics. He say uh paper the likes of which I had never seen. Her eyes glow green with the logo of our dream, the obscene obsession for. She would be my queen, I could be her king. Together she would make me cool, and we would both rule forever, and I would never feel pain, never be a pleasure ever again. And if the rain stops and everything's dry, she would cry just so I could drink tears from her. She teach me how to fly, even cushion my fall if my engines ever stall and I plummet from the sky. She would keep me high, and if I ever die, she would commission my image on her bosom to him. Or maybe she'll retire as well. Match made in heaven set the fires cool. And it's just so cold that he was able to describe what she looks like, but also describe your thought process. You think that if you love the streets gonna love you back unconditionally. But that whole verse is a lie. She using you, and
Yeah,
as soon
hoe.
as and you think she gonna commission your image on her bosom. No, at the end of the day, soon as you die, she gonna let you drop, you die, and she gonna move to the next one, and that's what he story. But I love that he gives this perspective from Michael Young's head. His name is Michael History. Michael History. I love that he gives that imagery from his head. Like I'm gonna give everything to her because she gonna give it back, but end up finding out that no fuck she. And it's something that I wish, I could just tell my young boys that I be known like straight up and they understand it in the streets, but you still got kids understand it. They ain't
Can't
gonna
turn a
listen.
hoe into a housewife, bro.
Yeah, and that's the part that make me sad too. Like I want to tell them to listen to this album, but they not. And even if they do, they're not gonna understand it. So it's it just kind of make you sad. Also, it's just life. It's the game, and that's the beauty of this fucking album. Lupe Fiasco to ever be top two, and it's not. So who's next?
Is it me?
Yep.
All right. Well, let's do corn issues.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I feel like going to a dark place, I guess.
We got some corn already though. So ready.
No, we haven't.
That actually works well for what I have next. But that's for next week.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, what is this?
Mike's like jerking off or something, I think.
The No Consensus Podcast.
Peace.